What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this 1v1 video, we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. So let's get right into it. Here we are in game number 1. So main thing I want to be working on this video is I just want to make sure I'm doing well with my kickoffs. And while that aged really well, work on my kickoffs and get that. Okay. We will take that. Pop that left. Grab this boost. Opponent's actually going to probably go for a shot early. Opponent gets greedy for the 50. And that results in goal. So you want to play aware of like what your opponent wants. You know your opponent, once you get that separation from you off the wall there, you know your opponent's likely going to challenge. So just kind of like look for that. It's not really too dangerous. Grab some pads here. Take time. Put this actually pretty poorly. Okay. I had to kind of focus up for a moment there to make sure I kind of played that better. Once he went, like honestly, once the opponent went for that boost there, that's when he kind of lost the play, because he gave me the space to be able to set up like movement towards his goal side. And that's where you want to be careful about doing that. Nice, so I'm able to get that play to work in my favor. I'm actually going to turn all the way here. Kind of play slow. Not too worried. Just going to put shot pressure. Keep applying pressure. Grab this boost. Opponent's going to be awkward here. There we go. Play this back. You see how I was able to play this back into my corner in a way that's safe? Put that pressure back on his side. That's going to bounce awkward. There we go. Stay grounded here. Let's take time. It's a good block from the opponent. It's not going to get that boost though. Have to be careful about how I turn here. Big turn. Let's put this slow. Yeah, I lost that once I gave him that touch there. I need to be more careful. Like once I do that, that's forward. If I want to do that, I need to backflip immediately, so that way I can get a flick out of it. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything good for me. Okay, I respect the aggression there. I should have expected it, honestly, though. Honestly, that was kind of bad. Once I jump there, he's just going to go. Fortunately, no follow-up to that play. Turn here. Dude, I played that so poorly. It's really poor. He's doing a good job of putting corner pressure. I need to be better about that. Let's flip it left. And he just goes. He just fucking goes. Of course he goes. Why would he not go? Speedy. Of course he's gonna go there. Should be paying attention to the hint, like the opponent, not the ball. A rare opportunity here. I deserved to lose that game. That was just really, really shitty. Played that very, very badly. Here we are in game number 2. So following up with that loss, a well-deserved loss, I'm gonna kind of recalibrate and kind of think about like where I made those mistakes. And the two major issues I had that last game is I couldn't get a good control of my plays. So here, just want to get a good flick. The other issue was that I was super poor about managing the corner pressure. Wanted that quarter or that mid boost, honestly. I should not have given that to him. Take time here. There, just go for the bump. So the reason I went for a bump instead of the flick attempt before the other play is because he's just playing back. He's just giving me all that free space, so I want to try to like make him have to play close. There, just take time. You see how about like taking time and then getting the late flip there? You want to get a late flip because the thing is that gives you power, but it's only after you get this first control touch and then you instantly flip afterwards to almost like get a flick out of it. Yeah, really messed up that speed flip. It's gonna bounce, so let's play off the bounce. Play the 50. Wait for this pad here. Play it slow. Do it the Flakes way. Just play across. The opponent doesn't want to go. Don't have to go then. You can just play it slow. And that's the result. You see how about like taking time and make your opponent come to you. If you make the opponent come to you, it becomes so much easier, right? Because now you force them to bite for your play. And it plays off the mistake they're making of playing that very kind of slow kind of style. Can't really do much there, unfortunately. It's just kind of a lost kickoff. I wish I could see that kickoff again because I want to see exactly what I did there. Nice. So there's just, it's both shot pressure, but it's also getting this cut here and then bumping him. It's kind of unfortunate bump, honestly, because it puts him into actually a good position. They just played kind of nice and safe. Let's put shot pressure over. And okay, that's just, that was a perfect bar down ski. Okay. Go back for these pads here. Can't really safely challenge that. Opponent is taking a huge gamble going for that touch, so it's gonna play slow. I'm gonna get scored on because I'm fucking stupid. I played slow and then I missed power slide cut here. I played way too wide. Okay. Wow, that was the most brain dead play I think I've ever done right there. Holy shit. Alright, repeat the same situation, right? Let's play it slow. I can play time. I'm up 3 goals. And they bite, and they get scored on. I want them to understand this. I want them to understand that's not the correct thing to do if you're a defender. To just sit back and not go. That is more dangerous for you because you're just giving your opponent space. And when you do finally bite, that's what happens. Okay, so here we are in the replay portion of the video. And this game was honestly mechanically overall not the best. And really not so much mechanically, but just more decision-making wise. There were some mechanics I could definitely improve the execution of, but just more of the decisions themselves are definitely not great. The mechanic I would say is really that I need to work on is just understanding the speed flip. This is a decision-making error. This gets me scored on immediately. I remember this is because this, for one, if I want to play on the wall here, I need to commit to actually being on the wall. By also doing this, I also need to be watching what the opponent's trying to do and what their touch and potential follow-up touch. I need to be thinking ahead. This game I played way too reactively, and that was itself a very major mistake. You don't want to be playing reactively. It is a big mistake in a lot of situations. The reason is it puts you in situations like this, where you're just making a movement, and now you're trying to react to the stimulus that you're seeing a ball coming over to your net, and that's dangerous. That's not good technique, and that's something you want to nip in the butt very much, very quickly. So this is something, when you see these mistakes, be aware of that. You want to think about your game, don't autopilot. Definitely is a mistake here. It's a mistake, decision-making mistake, because I made the decision to jump down, and I made it going, like, I went down without actually paying attention to the fact that this guy was going to get a touch there. This is poor. This is what gets you scored on in a lot of games. So 100% bad move. I lost a lot of kickoffs this game against this guy. I need to see exactly what he was doing. So this one I win. I remember this one winning. Let's put a flick for pressure. That's totally okay. I don't mind that. Here, play back. Once again, that's good. That's like good decision making, being proactive here. Just playing slow, taking time. Here, I get a good bump here. The opponent was awkward, and I make the shot immediately after. So, like, the setup here was good. The mechanical issue I had was really a bit earlier, was the separation, honestly, coming off the dribble. I I honestly, if I boosted just a tiny bit more, I'd actually been under the ball enough, because you can see right here, you see how far the ball is in front of my car. So you want, if you want to be able to hold a drivel better, you want that, like, you want that bottom part of the ball there to be just a little bit further back, just a tiny bit further back. So really the way you see that is this white circle. You see how like out of the white circle I am? If you get your front axle just a little bit through that, I would say like just a little bit through to that second inner circle there, that's usually where you're going to start getting better control. So that's a way to kind of watch for that. You'll eventually get that by muscle memory once you get used to watching for it. You'll just eventually do it like more naturally just by peripheral vision. Pretty sure I lost this kickoff coming up here. Technically won it, but lost possession. Remember being aggressive here. What? That's not a... I remember hitting this guy in this moment. I thought, oh, that's the bump. And it wasn't a bump. I was getting hits, but the server wasn't registering that. Okay. So this position here. This touch is dangerous. It's not just dangerous because of the outcome of the opponent challenging here, which the opponent was aggressive here. I should have detected this better. Again, playing reactively is a very, very dangerous thing to be doing, especially in 1v1s. You'll get punished very quickly for it. So don't do this. Don't make a habit of this. What you want to do is you want to be conscious about the way you're setting your position. So when you're getting ready to play off the wall here, so like here, just... you can play it onto the wall is safer because the opponent is in a position where they're already facing with momentum and they just collected boost, so they're gonna go. They're gonna go once they see, look at all this separation. What are you supposed to do here? You know, you can't even get to a 50 in time, and terrible recovery. Opponent misses the shot, which should have been a goal right there. Like, that should have been right away a goal. I do a good job grabbing pads here. That's fine. Good recovery here. Wasn't able to get the bump I wanted, but that's fine. But that whole position became so much more dangerous. Awkward here. Could have played this better. I like these recoveries, and I like... so this play I like because it's pressure. The reason this play works is proactively because I wanted to put pressure on the opponent by staying close. If you just give your opponent all the field space, so if you're, say, Bean Fiend, right? So you're over here, and you're bringing it back to your corner, you're doing the safe thing. You're doing the correct thing to put it back into your corner. But the problem is by staying in a position, by getting these follow-up touches, like if you just touched it up the wall and then watched for my bump potential, like my potential bump, then you would have this ball that rolls up and it's nice and safe and sound. You can dodge the bump, and now you have possession. Now I have to fuck off because I can't make a play from your corner like that. Not realistically. But the mistake Bean Fiend makes here is getting this infield touch. Once he makes that touch, it's open season. For me, it's immediately apply pressure. I was able to get on the inside of him here and just kind of pulled left and just pulled it to the left there, and that forced him awkward, and now he's desperately trying to flick it out, and that's what ends up working for the goal. So this goal coming up here, I get scored on immediately, is a really frustrating because I'm trying to understand what he's doing. He's doing like a weird kickoff. I just could not understand what the fuck he was doing. Oh, he's fucking doing wave dash, like actual wave dash kickoffs. That's okay. No wonder why it was working. He was doing off-tempo kickoffs. Yep, he was doing off-tempo kickoffs. I should have noticed that, honestly, but I wasn't able to like see an angle well enough from my perspective, even in the goal cam, like the replay cam, to be able to see what he was doing very well. So I wasn't able to get a good read of it. I need to be able to see what I need to watch for. And this is something you can learn as well, is you need to watch for the name tag. If you see the name tag kind of go like this, and it's kind of going like that, that's a speed flip, most likely. Or some kind of, you know, forward-facing diagonal flip of some kind. Most likely speed flip, because it kind of goes through this, like, aileron roll. It's kind of like this kind of, you know, roll through the space there. Might be an aileron roll or similar to that. I can't remember my aerodynamics super well. But if you see the name just go like that, that's probably the sign that they're doing wave dash kickoff. So I need to be paying attention, and this is something you can learn as well. Pay attention to the name tag. This will help you in those situations to be able to read what type of kickoff. You can't see their car, but you can see their name tag, and that is your cue, because he's doing, for one, also, if you're in his position and you can tell that they're doing wave dash kickoffs or delay kickoff, you need to be delaying it in a direction where you're going to be dominating the kickoff space, which is going to be flipping right. So a side flip to right. That'll give me more momentum to work with and give me a better chance at getting that pad into the big boost there. And once I get that big boost, I have a play of my own. Awkward recovery, need to be better about that. Here is 0 boost, so I'm just like playing it slow. Opponent's like, okay, well, I'm gonna hit it out. Here, I'm trying to cover for the shot. That's why I go. He makes himself more awkward. Wave dash here just to get, like, close the space. I'm fine with the opponent going here. Realistically, if I shot this a little bit better, it's a bit of an awkward angle because of the bounce location and where I was recovering from. But I could have actually scored this. It was just straight up bullpen. It was unfortunate I didn't get it, but that's unfortunate just how it goes. This is a bad challenge. It's a low percentage challenge as well, because in this space, like, I'm awkward and I can't get a really good read of like where I am. So I went off ball cam for a moment to try to just see where I was in relation to the front post. And I honestly, that whole play would not have happened if I didn't challenge here. If I simply shadowed here, so what you want to do is you want to parallel shadow. So what that means essentially is the direction of the flow of the play is along this wall line here, right? So you see that he's going to move this forward. He's going to move it along this wall. He's likely going to try to go for the pinch play here. But the most likely thing is he would have likely gone exactly like this if I didn't directly challenge. But if I fake here, so if I go like here and then go over here and just jitter fake essentially, so you go quick fake and then immediately over to this corner boost there. What that does is the opponent now bites. They're likely going to boom the ball. You just simply like boost, you rotate out, and now you're facing like here, and now you're in a safe place. You can bring the ball into safety, and you have possession and boost. And now your opponent has to leave, because if they don't leave, they risk a very serious outplay from your corner. So it's a way to, that's a much better, higher percentage way to go about this play. I could have very easily saved this as well if I just gave myself a little bit more physical space to also just kind of like, also, again, shouldn't have come off ball cam. I just mentally got awkward there. So unfortunately, he gets that boost. He does bump me, which was actually favorable for me. He gets a kind of a fortunate touch here. Here I have to leave. He does a good job. Like, this game, he played well with pressure. Here, good recovery. Grab this boost. It's not super threatening. I am able to save it, though. I am trying to pay attention to where he is. And the reason is because I had a feeling that he could have been potentially behind me going for a bump. So I wanted to just get vision of where he was. The reason I kind of slowed it down there is just because I heard literally no car audio behind me. And at that point, I knew he was completely gone. So I was like, okay, it's safe. This one I could have played better. I did not have to flick here. Honestly, I could have just like gone for a double jump pop and been totally fine. I got lucky that the 50-50 worked in my favor. But realistically, should not. This is also kind of sketchy. I should not have flipped this way. If you want to be able to go for the shot, the way you go for the shot is right here. So instead of kind of flipping and then hitting it to this mid-right point here on the ball, I need to be just simple. I don't even have to flip. That's the great part. You can just single jump pop. You could just go pop like that. And you can do that when you do a slight hook, just a very slight single jump hook shot. And if you do that, that will bring the ball much more into the center line here towards the goal, instead of this touch here, which of course goes wide left. So So things you want to be conscious of. This time I do get the goal coming up here, so right after this, here, just aware of this play, and then I play this fast. Again, this I played well. This I played well because I went for a quick challenge single jump 50. Not a single jump 50, but a single jump shot, rather. Play this slow, and then immediately turn, and just quick single jump arrow shot. You see how effective, like that, that's something I've been practicing in my power shots packs. Not my specific packs, but just packs I've been using, rather. And that's something I've found works. This is a poor... Like, I win the kickoff. Well, kind of lose it. But I'm in a position where I could win it. But the single jump into his... Like, essentially the single jump touch into where he was able to follow up. Then, of course, it gets the bump play. And at that point, it's just poor. That I played poorly. I could have definitely played that better. The way you wanna play this... If you're going to go for a delay, is you want to be in a position where you're not necessarily going to lose the 50-50. So you want to be a little bit more to the left, and then you can delay it. Because then you're delaying it to a place that's soft, the opponent is kind of a bit more awkward, and then you can kind of get that pinch. It's essentially like you're kind of forcing the opponent to end up pitching it while you start to get momentum, and then you can bring it over this way. It's not super high percentage again. This is why it's called 50-50s. These are essentially literally true 50-50s. They're not great chance, but not bad chance. It's just a chance. But what I did there was not ideal. I probably could have definitely played that better. If you have any suggestions for that, please feel free to let me know. I definitely not 100% sure the best way, but I feel like the way I described probably would be a good alternative for sure. I like this. Just taking time and just playing for his 50. Like, I can tell he's going to be aggro, which is fine. Most people are pretty aggro, and just kind of, you see, like, he just goes. Like, he's just going to go, like, and that's fine. Let him make these, like, touches. Like, even if he's getting possession, it's not a good possession. I get a good beat here. I'm not able to follow up with the shot, which is fine. Poor play. This is a poor play. Really, really poor play. I saw him, and I just was, like, not sure where to go. I should have just jumped and, honestly, been in a better position to begin with. Like here, recovery was poor. The way I rotated my car was even worse. This is worse. I was not in flow, like, in line, or the flow of the, like, the pad lanes. And because of that, it slowed my movement down further, and I wasn't able to, like, pull power slide on the landing, which is not what you want to be doing. Unless you get like a perfect forward landing, it's not safe. I do a good job of coming for the corner here, and then I get a great single jump pop. Again, this is where, like, playing to an advantage. Something I felt really good about this game was my single jump pop, like my single jump pops. This was definitely something I played well. Then I started to win the kickoff. This is risky. It is very risky to be going for this. Like, I have a good recovery, so it's okay. So, but it's still, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah, I just go for the pinch play. It's really just to apply pressure, and then also just try to put that meter shot pressure. This was the worst, dude. I was so fucking mad at myself for this because I came off the wall and I just forgot how to play Rocket League. Like, I was like, am I in the era? Where am I? What is this? Oh, I have a car. I'm playing a game. And here, just trying to follow up with more shot pressure. Again, it's awkward for the opponent. And this time here, just playing for space, seeing the opponent. I can tell they were playing in a position where it was awkward for them. They couldn't follow it up. And at that point, I'm like, okay, well, just bring it over, bring it home. And of course, end up messing it up anyways, but that's fine. So that's the game. There's some really good lessons, though. Every game that you play can be instructive. Not every loss has to be bad. You know, a loss is a lesson. Because there are times where you lost more interactions than you won, and you got scored on more than you were able to score. And the thing is in terms of, like, your ability as a player, what you want to recognize is when certain mechanical moments can be improved and when certain decision making or game sense moments can be improved. As a player, you want to be able to balance that improvement. There are moments, as you can see here, I made the bad decisions and I also made bad mechanical plays. I just made like errors. For example, like those control touches where I was trying to dribble and let the ball get in front of me. That's a mechanical error. The decision to make the recovery plays, bump the opponent, and then score immediately off the quick shot. That's a good decision-making error, like a decision-making play. You see how you're able to dissect that? If you can dissect your games, you can get very, very good much faster because you will start to find the little patterns, the intricacies of these plays much faster. And you can do it much faster than most of your opponents. And that is an advantage. Find the advantages and start multiplying them. You will get much better. If you'd like me to review your replays, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speedy Man out.